like different components, right? Some of them we talked about like a model, and we have also talked about quality component, right? So now once we cleanse the data or clean the data, right, next step is going to be what we need to start applying what match and merge. Can you guess anything else which can be done? Yeah. So now once you get this particular what qualifying the data, next step is going to be what we need to make this particular data, clean data, ready for what actual core part of MDM, which is going to be what match and merge. Yeah. So that's where in MDM Hub we have what identity component. I repeat, we have what identity component, which will be used to identify matching records for each identity. Identity means what here? Business data driven element. I repeat, identity means what? Business data driven element. Yeah. So that's what we have. Fine. Now, so like for example, a person, and you will have what? Household. We have what? Contact, wide contact, family, organization, and so on. These are all what? Predefined identities. Yeah? For each identity, what the way we apply matching techniques would differ. Not only that, there is a concept of reference data, so which is different for each of these identities. Yeah? So which means what? We can identify match rules for each of those identities and start identifying what matching records. Yeah? So that's what we do by using what identity component. Yeah? There's a question here from San. Is the identity component is somewhat similar to IIR? Yes, similar to that Informatica Identity Resolution. So where we take care of many. Similarly here also, what we call, we take care of that, but this is a superset of what IIR we can say. So now the next is what once you ultimately what do we do as a result of this identity component? We are going to come up with what matching records or duplicate records. So that's what is going to be the what final product of this identity component. Once we do that, then what do we do after identifying duplicate records? We need to convert them to what single record, right? So that's where we have what this particular reliability component, which will be used in order to convert n number of matching records to a single record which we can rely on. Yeah? So that's where what reliability component will be used for. Now, or we can also say that this is a merge layer where we have what different merge styles or architectural styles within this MDM. This is also one of the key differentiating factor compared to what other MDM tools. So this guy, which is what Informatica MDM, supports what different architectural styles, like we have registry style, link style, and merge style. These are the three supported architectural styles of Informatica MDM. Yeah? And the way what we create or we merge in each of these architecture style is different. Yeah? So depending upon the performance, depending upon what usability, depending upon criticality of the data, we are going to select what appropriate architecture style to create what master data. Yeah, fine. So that's where this reliability would come in. But whichever style that we use, but ultimately the end goal is same. What is that? Creation of what master data, which will be what same. Yeah. So once we do that, which is what creation of a master data, then the next step is going to be what do we do with that master data? For example, any change that is required. For example, let's say we have the data which is represented in a hierarchical form. Yeah. For example, if you take organization, so I gave the example of consumer with other supplier relationship, all that, right? Similarly, if you take a simple example within an organization, right, where you'll have clear employee what hierarchy which is defined. Sure. So once we have this hierarchy defined, then the next step is going to be what we need to know, like how to make the data change in case of any change is required. For example, at any level, let us take a level which is a vice president level, where the number of reporters have got changed, or any change with respect to each reporter got changed, or vice president data itself got changed. Yeah? Because of any reason, data need to undergo what change. So how are we going to make such data changes? So that's where what this particular hierarchies module or component is going to help us on doing that. Fine. Now, once we know that, which means what how to take care of this hierarchical part, next step is what, who is going to perform such modifications. That's where what we have another component which we call hierarchies component. I repeat, in order to make these modifications, who does that? Data steward. So that's where we have another component which we call the data steward, which we are going to use in order to make any data modifications. Clear? So that's it. Now let us say you want to apply some production techniques in order to what protect some hub resources that we have within this MDM. To do that, we have what separate module which we call Security Access Manager, through which we could able to protect MDM hub resources. Yeah? So that's where this Security Access Manager module is going to what help us on doing this. Fine. Now once we know that, now we have another component which we call sync or unification, which will be used in order to perform the data synchronization. Yeah. So yeah, I repeat, how are we going to notify this particular what hub data to outsiders? Yeah. So we can also talk about like what, one, event notification, second, data synchronization, third, what, simple event management. So which means what all of them will be taken care here. One synchronization means what? Like whatever we produce as a result of how do you guarantee that yeah, we created what good data? Yeah, so that's where what this particular sync or unification module is going to help us. In simple terms, just to remember, right? So we need to make this particular let's say hub data change to be available to what? Outsiders. How do you do that? Some notification mechanism we need to apply. That's where we use this. Yeah? So once we do that, next step is what we need to start getting into what interfaces, like we have target interfaces, we also have source interfaces. Yeah? So that part we'll discuss what later tomorrow. Yeah, fine. Fine. Any questions here? Yeah. Fine. So if you have any questions, please ask now, or functional. There's a question to Nash. Can you please repeat hierarchies? Yeah, the hierarchies module, right? So hierarchies module is going to help us in order to what represent the data in hierarchy, which is a configuration part, which is metadata configuration part. And second, we can also use it to what you call make hierarchical data modification. So these are the two reasons where hierarchies module is going to help us. So fine, especially functional point of view, if you think, right, like if you take customer with supplier, customer with what household, customer with a family, customer with let's say mutual fund, whatever, right? So you'll have what same customer, he can play what, or he can perform different activities, right? For each of these activities we can also have hierarchy defined. For each hierarchy, the way we make data change will be different. So all of them will be taken care of by using what? Hierarchies. This is one more example which I am trying to add. So I was trying to give earlier organization example, right, which is easy to understand. Yeah? I thought this is a bit complex to understand. That's why I didn't talk about this kind of example earlier. Yeah, fine. Any other questions? Yeah. So fine. Yeah, there is one more question here. Which layer is this? What is that MDM in the integration? Yeah, that part I'll talk about it. Other peripheral layers I didn't talk about it. Probably tomorrow I'll talk about it because looks like people want to go to office. That's why I'm forced to stop. Or else I can continue for 1 more hour. Yeah. So I don't have any problem in doing that. Yeah. If you guys are okay. Yeah. The EI part, MOM part, ETL part, and other integration interfaces part, I didn't talk about it. I'll talk about it on tomorrow's session because of people who want to go to office. Yeah. There are many names for that. There are many names for mom. I'll talk about it on tomorrow's session with detailed explanation. Fine. Okay then. So thanks to all. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time.